They understood the vision that I was trying to sell to them. They knew they had a clear picture of where we were headed. That's step one, because if your staff doesn't understand what you're trying to do, it's never going to happen. Once we got them on board, now what I'm doing is I am in the community each and every month, each and every day, selling this to our community. I make myself available. I do quarterly town hall meetings. I do monthly coffee chats with our residents. I show up at just about any and every event that I can physically manage to get to. And we're talking about it, and we're not afraid to talk about it. And we listen to residents. And my plan's not perfect, and we're willing to adjust here or there when needed. And we do want to hear from our residents.
Pull up a chair, bring the vision you're chasing. Look over the blueprints, years in the making. From planning to progress and growth that will last. Come on, let's build and enable at the inside table. At the inside table.
Hey, my name's Tim. Thank you for clicking on this today and listening to us. We've just been happy to have conversations around real estate development and construction has been my passion for years. So here at Veritas, we're also passionate about that. And so what you're going to hear is just some general conversations that we've had about certain topics within this framework over the last several months. We hope you enjoy these. We hope you came to learn today. If you need some more information, we'll get you some information at the end of this as we close this thing out. But enjoy this conversation. So today on the Inside Table, we have a wonderful guest with us, a guy that I've known for a few years now. Happy to know him before he was mayor, and now that he is mayor, Mayor Scott Willis from Westfield, Indiana. Scott, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to join us and talk a little bit about your community and your journey to becoming mayor of the wonderful community of Westfield. So I'd love to start there if we could, which is just have you give a brief introduction to our audience of who you are and kind of how you got to become the mayor of Westfield, Indiana.
Yeah, it's a strange path indeed. I don't think I ever grew up wanting to be in politics, to be honest, and certainly didn't have mayor of Westfield on my radar screen. I grew up in Kokomo, just north of Westfield, about 20 minutes. But ironically, my great grandparents moved to Westfield in the mid 1800s. Born, raised, lived their lives here, raised their kids here, eventually passed away, buried here in our local cemetery. And talk about coming full circle. I returned to Westfield in early 2000. Really, what got me here, I came off active duty. I joined the Marine Corps out of college, served in the Marines for several years, got out, entered corporate America, worked in manufacturing for Corning Incorporated, General Motors for a period of time, which is what brought me back to Central Indiana. And I met my wife, and we settled here in Westfield. Most of that time, I continued to serve in the Marine Corps Reserves, start up a few businesses, really got ingrained in the community through youth sports coaching, non-for-profit board of directors, just really got passionate about this community. And one thing led to the next, and I ran for city council, and now I'm mayor for the city. So it's been a weird journey.
Yeah, well, it's been fun to watch. I've only known you for a few years, but it's been fun to watch you not just win that role, but mature into that role, Mayor. So it's been fun to watch your leadership and how you have continued to push that community forward. So let's shift our focus to the city you represent, the city of Westfield. Tell us what's going on in Westfield, what you're super excited about for 2026. You guys have a lot happening in Westfield. So help us understand what's going on and where your focus is.
Well, I could talk for the next 30 minutes about what's going on, but I'll just quickly summarize on a few things I'm most passionate about. First off, downtown Westfield. When I took office, really, we didn't have much of a downtown area. Residents oftentimes complain there's no gathering places, there's no downtown core, no restaurants. We started that a few years ago, and this summer, we're going to have almost $500 million of private investments
Yeah.
in our downtown area. We got three massive mixed use developments. We got another restaurant that just came online in our Park Street corridor. We're getting ready to start a street improvement project, beautification project along Park Street. Downtown's gonna start coming to life, this next year, and, oh, by the way, we have multiple parking garages coming online as well, which has been a huge issue in Westfield. Second is Graham Park.
Yeah,
This will be the summer of Graham Park. We're moving, our baseball championship field, which will allow us to build our first parking garage there, on the campus. Ed Carpenter Racing is moving their race
yeah,
headquarters and engineering center to that spot where that championship field is right now. We're in the process of reviewing a new mixed use development, the first development where it's going to actually put people living and playing in Graham Park.
that's
So
awesome.
I'm really, really excited about that. We just announced a 4 sheet ice complex.
Saw that too.
So much stuff going on at Graham Park that's really going to transform our economy and expand our tourism base that we already have in Westfield.
Yeah, Mayor, I appreciate you bringing up Grand Park. It was one of the things on my list certainly to cover. It's been a huge story, obviously, for the city of Westfield for years, and how much sports tourism itself brings into that. You've got a lot of great projects going on. You, again, you're killing it with your team there. We're happy to be a part of the couple that we've been a part of there with the library and now your police station with our firm. So thank you for that. I would love to dig in with you a little bit because I think there's some pieces and parts that you and I share, some collective, I would say, characteristics or maybe a bent towards something. And the word I want to focus on, if we can, a little bit is excellence. And I think this is what I've always appreciated about you. I've seen this in your work and in the conversations that we've had, is that you're pushing not just for good enough, but you're pushing for excellence. So can you tell us a little bit what that means to you in your daily life and your maybe it's part of your job or even for the city of Westfield? What does being excellent mean to you?
Well, it's how I live my life, quite frankly, and how I've raised my kids. I tell my kids all the time, I don't care if you get an A or a B or a C in class, as long as you can look yourself and look us in the eyes as parents and say, Dad, I put all effort into that, and that was the best I could do.
Yeah.
And we'll accept that, right? Same thing for the city of Westville and how I've managed my staff. I demand excellence from each and every one of them. I expect every day they come in, they're going to give us 100% of their time, energy, and effort to bring the best to our city. We're not in a hurry. I know we've got a ton of growth and a ton of things happening right now. And contrary to popular belief, we're not just slapping stuff down. We have a vision. We're staying focused on that vision. And when we have development opportunities, we're demanding the best from our developers, the best architectural standards, the best amenities for our residents. It needs to fit into the overall plan of our city. We're just not saying yes because we want to see more buildings going vertical. And that's really how I've lived my life, and it's certainly how I'm leading the city of Westfield.
And I appreciate that. I think it's something too that what I love about this concept of constantly pursuing excellence is that it's not necessarily a destination to be achieved, right? Something can always be done a little bit different, a little bit better. And I see that in how you guys are managing your community now. But let's talk a little bit. I mean, you have several counterparts across the state. There are many mayors across the state of Indiana, and then this thing goes a little bit broader, maybe even to the Midwest. Um, and I've been a part of some really good communities that are led really well over the years of our 15 years of our existence, and I've seen some where maybe those leaders struggled a little bit and kind of coalescing around ideas and concepts and even leading people. So what if you would, let's talk about leadership just for a second. You've got the Marine Corps, which I did not serve, so thank you for your service in that. My dad was a Marine, so but
Nice.
yeah, so I learned a lot of this from him. What do really good leaders do maybe differently than the ones that we see that seem to struggle in the world? Not just mayors, but just in general. Like what do you think some of the characteristics that set apart a really solid leader?
Well, first and foremost, it's surrounding yourself with the brightest and the best that you can find. My success is a reflection of my staff, quite frankly. I'd love to take credit and say how great I am as mayor, but our success in Westville is because I have an amazing staff that every day they're out there just killing it. And I'll take credit for bringing them to the seat, but or to the table, but they do a lot of the heavy lifting for me. But two, you got to have a vision. You got to know where you're heading, especially in politics. I mean, it's so angry now. It doesn't matter what role you hold. People doubt, they doubt you. They think you're lying. They think you have alternative motives. They think you're lining your pockets. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And every time we announce something, I mean, you get a lot of positive feedback, but there's also negative feedback as well. And if you get too wrapped
Yeah.
up into the noise that you're hearing, you're never going to get to where you want to go. I ran on a very clear vision when I ran for mayor. I was unafraid to put it out there of this is what's going to happen if I'm elected. And I'm doing exactly that. And I'm staying focused despite the noise, despite the setbacks, despite the complaints, we're staying focused. And the beauty of politics is, yeah, well, in about a year, I'm going to find out if I did the right things, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Voters have, the citizens of Westfield have the authority every 4 years to tell me I'm fired.
That's right.
And so I try not to lose too much sleep over that. I'm doing what I think is right. I'm doing what I committed to the community I was going to do, and we'll let the rest take care of itself. But I've seen way too many leaders go in with great intentions, whether you're leading a company or leading a community, and get wrapped up in the day-to-day firefighting or the noise that's going on around them and the complaints and the doubts and the fears, and they cave to it. And you're never going to get where you
Yeah.
want to go in life. You're never going to move your organization forward if you're not laser focused, and if you don't have the intestinal fortitude to drive through that stuff.
That's great insight. I know my dad always told me that if I'm the smartest person in the room, then I'm probably in the wrong room. So I don't know if that's a Marine. I don't know if that's
I
a Marine.
never want to be the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, he said,
That's
"You're
the
probably in the
last
wrong
thing I
space,
would do.
Tim." So, I've done the same thing with my team. I've got great people here that work for us. You know some of those people, and many of them have skills that I don't have, which is why I need them, right, in order to kind of round our team out, and certainly some experience that I don't have. Hey, I want to talk about an event that I'm not sure was on your radar when you became mayor, but I think last year was when Live Golf came to Westfield. This was a big deal. And when I first saw the announcement, maybe a year and a half ago or so, that this was coming to Westfield, I was like, oh, that's cool. Right. And then you experience it. And man, what did this do for the community of Westfield? And I heard they're coming back this year. I'm not sure how many years you've signed a contract for, but help us understand what something like this does for a community of your size and stature.
Well, it's unbelievable, and you're right, that was never on my radar screen. And when I found out that they were really targeting Indiana and had an interest at Chatham Mills, it was full court press because I never
Sure.
thought as mayor I would ever host a professional event like that. And I'm just going to tell you, I was there for all 3 days,
Yeah.
6 a.m. to 7, 8 p.m. at night. And man, was it fun. And it was really fun to see residents from our community of all ages. The schools aligned with this, and they made sure school didn't start until
Yeah.
after the tournament. We had kids, we had adults, we had seniors there, and man, everybody had a huge smile on their face and was just having fun. And that's really what it's about, right? It's like that Visa commercial, golf club, $50,
Yeah.
hot dog, $10, experience with your family, priceless. And that's what it was for us as a community. We're just thrilled that they're coming back. We originally signed a 1-year contract. We set records across the board for Live
Remember that.
in terms of
Yeah.
attendance. And the first night after the end of the first day, they called me and said, "Hey, are you going to be here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.?" I said, "Yeah, I'll be here all day." And they're like, "We're going to announce on live TV that we're coming back a second year. Would you join us?" I'm like,
Oh, that's awesome.
"Hell yeah, I'll join you."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we found out at the end of the year, now we know we've got them one more time, that they're extending the tournament from 3 to 4 days. So
Okay,
now we got
good.
4 days of this stuff, and that just makes it even better. So.
So did you guys get any estimates, Mayor, on what that economic boon did for Westfield? What do you think that impact was?
Well, direct spend was about $28 million.
Okay.
If you throw in the salaries and the winnings of the players, it climbs to more like 42, 44 million,
That's
which was
incredible.
way above what we had expected. They told
Yeah.
us initially this will do a $20 to $25 million impact to your community. It's been much, much bigger than that.
On August 13th, the Veritas Group is hosting the Insight Summit 2026 at the Alexander Hotel in downtown Indianapolis. This is a one-day in-person gathering designed for mayors, city and county officials, planners, engineers, economic development leaders, and community advocates who are actively shaping Indiana's future. The day is built around real-world insight from Veritas Group-led projects across the state, focusing on what's actually working in infrastructure, public space development, and economic growth. Whether you're driving capital projects, navigating growth challenges, or building strategic partnerships, attendees will leave with actionable insights, expanded networks, and a clearer vision for delivering lasting community impact. Learn more and register at theveritasgroup.com/insight.
You mentioned this already. Next year, you're up for election again. So let's say you get elected again. Let's say that happens. What does 5 years out or 10 years out look like to you for the city of Westfield? You guys are, for people who don't know, they're kind of I wouldn't call you a suburban community, but you are a suburban community of Indianapolis. So just north, slightly west of Indy. What does the next 5 or 10 years look like for you?
Well, my hope is it won't be in the next 5, but over the next 10 years, we're going to have a true downtown area for our community. It's going to be vibrant. It probably won't be completely built out. I mean, Carmel's still putting
Yeah.
pieces together and they've been at it for 20 years, but I expect us to have what will look like a true downtown in our community. I'm hoping that our district at Grand Park will be built out by then. And that will go a long way in bringing to fruition the economic engine that Grand Park was always supposed to be for our community from an economic development standpoint. We just released last night a new comprehensive plan for the city. Lord knows, I mean, we're moving really fast. I hope to God we're not built out in 10 years. The way things are going right now, it very well could happen.
Yeah.
But I think we'll be well on our way to consuming the township of Westfield, Washington Township.
Okay.
Our footprint is bigger than Carmel's. So we very likely over the next 10 years will probably be a bigger city than Carmel, believe it or
Okay.
not.
Yeah.
I think eventually Noblesville will be the largest city in Hamilton County. They just have a ton of land mass that we don't. But I expect us to surge past all three of the cities currently in Hamilton County and hold the top spot probably in the next 10 to 12 years. And I tell people all the time, I could care less if a farmer or a landowner ever sells their property. But this comprehensive plan does provide a vision for the future so that we don't continue to sprawl, but we create meaningful destinations in our community. And we have a sustainable community that has good commercial tax base, strong residential components, housing of all types, family entertainment. You name it, we're going to have it. And I'm just really excited about what this comprehensive plan will do for our city over the next 10 years.
That's great. I look forward to reading that for sure. So help me understand a little bit how you, as a leader, are able to coalesce not only your staff but your community around the vision that you've created there. It's not just I'm going to put my head down and just do this in a vacuum, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you're the visioner, you're the visionary, right? You're the one putting the vision out, but you've got to be able to get your team as well as your community and landowners and everybody kind of on board. What is there a secret to that you can share with other young leaders in their positions?
Well, from a staff perspective, when I came in, my vision was to create more modern day development, which is walkable areas in the community. You know, somehow in the 70s, 80s, 90s, we got
Yeah.
into this world of sprawl and concrete. And we
Yep.
really got away from our roots, which was you want to go all the way to Europe, even the livable, walkable communities where housing and commercial retail are integrated into one area. We're moving our city forward in that. And I knew it was out of the box for my staff. So we sent all of our primary staff members or anybody that touches development to a seminar down at Harvard. They do it several times a year, and it's led by Jeff Speck, who's a recognized author around walkability and
Yep.
urban development. And we put them all through that. So they understood the vision that I was trying to sell to them. They knew they had a clear picture of where we were headed. That's step one, because if your staff doesn't understand what you're trying to do, it's never going to happen. Once we got them on board, now what I'm doing is I am in the community each and every month, each and every day, selling this to our community. I make myself available. I do quarterly town hall meetings. I do monthly coffee chats with our residents. I show up at just about any and every event that I can physically
Yeah.
manage to get to. And we're talking about it, and we're not afraid to talk about it. And we listen to residents. And my plan's not perfect, and we're willing to adjust here or there when needed. And we do want to hear from our residents. But you have to be engaged, and you just have to be accessible and selling that to your team and your residents, or they're not going to come along because it's out of the box. It's out of the box from where we've been as a community, and change is never easy.
Yeah. So I know you're busy. I heard your phone ring there, so we're going to get just a couple more
Right.
minutes.
I
That's
thought I
okay.
did.
It's all right. But you and I share a passion, and I don't know if you know this or not, but I see two jerseys on the wall behind you. I'm pretty sure one of those is a Braden Smith jersey, who is a Westfield native, and the other one is a Drew Brees jersey, who's not a Westfield native, but both are from my alma mater, which I think is also your alma mater, which is Purdue. Can you tell us a little bit about, I mean, obviously Braden's finishing up his last year. This has been fun to watch. Obviously from your community, it's probably fun as well. So tell us a little bit about that and what that's meant to your community here as he's finishing up his career at Purdue.
Man, Braden Smith's been an ambassador like no other in our community, and it's crazy to think this kid, he's not super tall. He's 5'11", 6 foot. You look at him, you'd never guess how good he is. But man, he was a direct reflection of effort and hard work and perseverance. And every time I go to a Purdue basketball game and I hear, and from Westfield, Indiana, Braden Smith, I mean, I just get goosebumps.
That's right.
I'm a huge fan of Braden. Believe it or not, he has a younger brother that rumor has it could
Maddox.
be as good, if not better. His
Yeah.
name's Maddox.
Yeah.
And I just love, I mean, I love seeing all of our kids leave our school and do great things. It's just not Purdue. We have a kid, I think his last name is Wasterson. He's playing football for IU right now.
Okay.
Just got a scholarship. He was a walk-on and got a scholarship. Dylan Thinneman, who's
Yeah.
probably going to get drafted in the first round, played at Purdue, went to
Yep.
Oregon, amazing kid. We have another kid, Nicholas Sherman. I actually babysitted him when he was a baby. I know his dad well. I hired his dad in one of my first jobs in executive search. He just got a scholarship from Purdue. He's an offensive tackle for our
Great.
football team. It's fun. And we've got kids from the academic side to the sports side that are going out there and doing amazing things for our country. And I try when we have a local
Hey,
kids meet, I want them on my
you
wall.
should. You
I
should. Yeah,
promote
absolutely.
them in our communities.
Let's keep sending them as much north as we can, though.
Now,
All
I don't
right.
want to send them to IU, but my wife went to IU, so I
Oh,
shouldn't be.
did she? Okay, you got a little house divided there. So every now and then we can give them one, right?
That's right.
Hey,
You gotta
last
throw
question
one.
for you, Mayor. If somebody's coming to Westfield this summer for the first time, maybe they're coming to Grand Park for a youth sporting event, or is there some place they need to go, something they need to see, someplace they need to eat? And I know you may not be able to pick favorites, kind of in your position, but give us the top one or two things that somebody needs to do in Westfield when they come.
So two things. If you're coming to Westfield, first off, Sun King Brewery is going to be opening up here in the next
Oh,
month.
great.
You got to get to Sun King Brewing. I mean, that's the #1 destination for tourists leaving Grand Park. Unfortunately, it's been in Carmel. Now it will hopefully be in Westfield. But with Sun King Brewing, we have a downtown Grand Junction with all kinds of restaurants. I mean, H Steakhouse just opened.
Yeah.
Phenomenal steakhouse. Nyla's, one of my favorites. Italian House. Chiba's. You know I'm a politician. I get them
Oh,
all
yeah.
out, right?
You got to
But
name
if
them
you
all.
don't come to our downtown area and all the restaurants, we have this little restaurant called Big Hoffa's, who
Yes, you do.
they're always ranked tops. I think they were 30th or 40th in the nation for best barbecues.
Yeah.
A hot spot for Grand Park tourists. Recommend you get out there and check out some of their barbecue.
Awesome. Well, Mayor Willis, thank you for your time today. I want to respect your time and get you back to your business at hand. So thank you. It's always good to see you. Always good to talk to you. And we'll wrap this up. So thank you very much.
Yeah, and thank you for everything you've done in our community. You've certainly made an impact in Westfield.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, thanks for listening today. Thanks for clicking on this and diving in a little bit deeper. We hope you learned something today. And if you did, or you want more information, please reach out to us. We'll be happy to connect you with the right people to get you the answers that you need. But really help you leave with one thing in mind, is that our goal here at Veritas is to renew communities through great projects and great people. I think all of these conversations have shown that in some way or another. So thanks for listening today, and catch up with us next time.